Give me an example of something. Give me an example of music that you feel is not where you're at, like music that isn't that doesn't speak to you. And what kind of music are you producing that offers what you're saying it offers?
So, for example, I feel now in the music industry, the hottest things out is like drill rap. And what drill rap is, it's a dope beat. It's a very, very dope beat. And then the artist that's coming on there and talking about things that normal people are not living, either about talking about how much money they have, or about talking about, that they're effing your girlfriends, or how much women they have, or how much balling, how better they are than you. That's what drill rap is about. But when you listen to me, when you listen to Ultraville, we talk about everyday things of life. We talk about the struggle. We talk about the mentality that it takes to, switch up that mindset so you can be successful. We're putting that positive energy in your life instead of talking about things that's going to bring you down and make you feel like you're less than. We're doing the opposite.
So what are things in your music that you talk about?
So, for example, just the other day, a couple weeks ago, I dropped a song called Rare Breed. And it talks about how I am different from everyone in the industry. And the main things that I talk about in this song is how I'm different is I don't talk about me, being with your girlfriend. I talk about I'm talking about with a real woman. I'm talking about being with a woman who understands me, who's willing to put in the time to be with me instead of being out on the streets or being somewhere that I'm not. I talk about how my mentality is different. In the music industry or anywhere, when they teach you, when someone's hating on you, they teach you, to fight back, to always have an answer, and that's fine. But to be honest with you, in my opinion, I feel a real man, he hears what people are saying and then he adjusts. He adds it to his life to make him a better person. Instead of fighting back, you hear what they're saying about you, and if it's true, then you add it to your craft. You make it help you be a better person instead of just blending in or fighting back.
It's very mature. Because a lot of the time, the negative noise is there to try to throw you off. There's a thing that I've been hearing a lot lately is people who hate you generally or pretty much always are not doing as well as you. Because what does that mean? Is that we're talking about money? Are we talking about relationship health, mental health? What is doing better than you mean? Generally, people who are quote unquote haters are people who I think simply have jealousy. And they're trying to see if their words on a computer will actually get to you. So if you have this secure kind of mindset, you won't care much. And it's this is coming from somebody who, I'm human. I can be insulted, right? I mean, there are things that people say that hurt. But if you can get to a point in your life where you can take a step back and say, I'm putting myself out there. There are probably going to be people who don't agree, who are going to say things that don't feel good, but essentially, do they really make a difference to me? If they're close to you and they love you and they say something hurtful, that really that sticks.
It does. I won't say it hurts me, but it does stick because then I have to listen. Because this is an individual that's around me every day.
Right.
Even if I don't think I have a flaw, they're watching me, so they're taking note of things that might be a flaw.
Right.
That might put me in a down situation later in the future. So if someone's close to you and they tell you something, even if you don't notice it, listen.
It's great advice. It's wonderful advice. A lot of people don't do that because they're like, oh, you think you know me so well. You're, people who have parents that they don't get along with. They're like, oh, well, you don't know anything about me. You might have raised me and this and that. And it's not to say that they always understand their kids, because sometimes kids who are afraid of their parents, who don't click with their parents, will go to someone else to kind of confide in. But your parents still knows you better than most people.
They know you 100%.
They do. At the end of the day, they might not know you once you become a teenager and you're doing things on the side. They might not know some of the things that you're getting into.
But they know your everyday tendencies.
They understand you more than you think. So I love what you were talking about the music, because we had this conversation before the episode, and I think nowadays in hip-hop, this has been a thing for a very long time.
Very long time.
When there are hip-hop artists that are coming out with music that isn't just talking about the cliche sex, drugs, gangs, and that, when you're talking about something that brings
Value.
potential success and value and positivity. The thing that sucks about that is that doesn't sell as much. But I think if it becomes more mainstream, if we promote it more and we make it something that's, you add style to it, you add your own spice to it, and you make it, you know what I mean? It's only not cool because not enough people are doing it, right? And the thing is, you personally, like you, Elysee, I think if you make it something that you give a fuck about, and you constantly do it, and you show how much you care, that's gonna be awesome.
No, it is. I agree 100%.
Right. I'm pro, man. I support you fully.
I appreciate it, man. I agree 100%. Like, I can give you an example. Like me. One thing that I do, because like I said, I'm a music fiend. I study the music industry. I study what everyone think is hot. You know, I study what people think is cool. But at the same time, I want to be true to me. You know, I want to put out something that I know, you know, that I'm not contradicting myself. So just like how you said, you know, you still want to be relevant, how you want to be cool. One thing I started to do is, you know, I created, you know, like I said, my own label. I created my own clothing brand because I understand, you know, if you want to make impact, if you want to change how the way people view you, you know, you have to start with the younger generation because, you know, the younger generation is going to be the ones that is going to carry your legacy. It's not the ones that's hearing you now and the old heads. It's the younger generation. So if you can impact the younger generation, you can make an influence on them. They're going to be the ones that's going to carry, you know, the things that you want to do.